You're reading the books, setting down the goals, meditating. You're doing all the work, but deep down inside you, something still feels off. You're probably anxious, disconnected, maybe even dragging it, right? You're doing your goals and it's just not aligned. You feel like you're lost. You're forcing everything that you're doing every single day. I know that feeling, and it hurts because I've lived it. I've lived it does not mean it probably won't come back again. And that is why you stumbled across this video. I'm very happy you did, because sometimes you just need to hear from other people's perspective. Of course, learn from your own mistakes and also apply some wisdom. What I realize is the people who win in life are actually playing on a different frequency. So my brother, my sister, this video is for you. It's for the people who are doing everything right, but still feels broken on the inside. You know, there's a stage for everything. And my story, when I found out about personal development, working on yourself, finances, wealth, riches, those were good times because you find something, a deep knowledge. At the time I was isolated. So when you in isolation, especially for myself, what it did to me was I was in a silence. I was able to understand all the knowledge and soak it up while I was going through it. I was very committed. There was no noises, there was no distraction. I woke up every day like there's no haters, there's no judgment. I wanna go work out, right? I wanna read the books. I wanna wake up early to kick it on. I could see the changes, the results. I was just feeling good. And learning through that journey is, understanding certain things like setting goals. So, I had all these different goals and I was just hitting it. I could see the results coming in because it felt so good. Like I wake up feeling like, yes, I'm ready to go again, right? Don't come in my way. I'm ready to do it again and again. And it felt good. It felt aligned. So I was seeing results like crazy. The results were coming in. I set out different goals. One in particular was my financial goal. My financial goals, and obviously there's levels to the financial goals as you keep going on. But along the journey, you just take it one step at a time. And so I hit this financial goal, and it almost felt like I was walking with God. I felt so abundant, right? I didn't feel limited. Obviously nothing egotistical, right? I'm nothing. I'm just a dust under the shoes. But it just felt right. It felt aligned. Every day felt purposeful. It really did. Every day felt purposeful. And that was when you're by yourself so you can hear everything, you can grow, right? So I was growing immensely. But then the world creeped in. The world creeped in when I stepped into the world, meaning at the time I was in school. It was COVID time, so you're just home by yourself, and you finish college, you graduate. So now I'm in the corporate world. I start this corporate world, and now I'm around a bunch of people. And when you're around people, sometimes what happens is their energies and their frequencies. And I was around people. I was posting more. I was posting my successes with the different, with my job. I did real estate, so I'll post some of my successes. So I was out there. Right? Everything was out there. All my different moves that I was doing, it was out there, right? Because I wanted to showcase everything. And then obviously too, they saw the glow up. I mean, your guy was looking good. But what I didn't realize was the energies around me, the frequencies, the people and what they were saying. Even if they weren't saying anything. You see, the doubt started coming in. The doubt from when I was at work when my boss would tell me, hey, you're wrong, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Which in any case is something that I had to deal with, right? This is my own personal issue. But it was just a wound that was just getting stabbed all the time. So I started having self-doubt. I started having judgment towards myself, the fear, the scarcity. At the time, the job was...
It's time for bed.
At the time the job was going off and I had to figure out like, what am I gonna do? I don't have a job. So the fear was just coming, right? And I didn't even realize that slowly but surely it was taking over. It was eroding my faith, my belief, my identity. My faith just faded. My faith faded. My energy dimmed. It's like my light just dimmed. I lost it. I just lost it. I started back scrolling. It's like I just gave up because it didn't feel good. Waking up, going to work, coming back, having to deal with family that's just always calling you for money. And it just didn't feel like anything was being poured into me. I just dreaded life. I really did. I mean, it felt like I became limited because my beliefs, I would get sick and I wouldn't be, at the time, your belief in your faith just helps you heal. It's like my immune system stopped working. I mean, everything just stopped. It really did. And it almost felt like everything that I would touch was not manifesting. Wasn't fruitful. But I was still doing the work. I would still wake up. I would still have all my goals. I would still, go to work. I would still post some of the videos, but I was very anxious, super anxious, super nervous, super misaligned, right? And it almost felt like somebody was stabbing me on the inside because I was also breaking my self-trust. I wasn't doing what I said I was going to do because I gave up. My environment just made me too comfortable. I hated everything around me. Hate is a strong word. And I did. I hated everything. I woke up like, damn, not again. Not again. And I realized it's a stage. It was a stage in my life. And I also realized that you can't create magic from misery. It's like you're forcing so much and you're resistant, and this is like a resistance. You're trying to chase and catch something and it's running away from you, and I'm just chasing and chasing and chasing and it just was not coming. That financial goal that I set out. One thing that I just had to accept was my actions only have power if my spirit is behind them. That's what you got to tell yourself. Your actions only have power if your spirit is behind them, if you're aligned. The mental plane, the physical plane, the spiritual plane, the emotional plane, whatever plane, airplane, has to align. It really does. It really does. It's not about just doing the work. It really isn't. It's about the energy, the frequency in doing the work. It has to flow. It has to flow through your body. So you can do everything right. But if your energy is doubt, if your energy is fear, if your energy is scarcity, if your energy is limitations, guess what? You're going to attract disappointment. You're going to fail. Even if you do win, it's not going to feel right. And you know it because you're going to have some imposter syndrome in you. You're going to have more reasons to fear. Oh, well, I got this deal. What if it doesn't last? What if it falls? You're gonna be in your head. You really are. But then this is what happened. I finally accepted what I was going through. I did. And I think sometimes we try to mask it. We're trying to figure it out. And I realized that the solution was to let go. Just let go. And that's what I did. I just let it go. I realized that I'm trying too hard. And the more that I try, the more that I chase, I'll never get it. I'm trying so hard to look perfect and be perfect, but nobody is perfect. I'm trying so hard to tackle all the tasks during my day, and nobody can do that. I mean, that was giving me so much anxiety, so much disappointment within myself. I was judging myself so much, thinking I'm a failure because I'm not doing everything. Literally, I would have like 10 tasks in a day. Right, and my hairline was going back. I mean, my hairline, I gotta go to Turkey. It's looking bad. It's really looking bad. You see, just because I was holding on too tightly. And then I realized, just let go. There's a saying, the old saying, when you're lost in the forest, just stand still. Because the trees, the leaves, the branches, they're not lost. It's like when you go into your car and you put in your direction and your GPS. Let's just say you take a wrong exit. Give it some time. Let it calculate. Let it miscalculate a little bit. I know sometimes the servers don't work, right? It slows down, but just let it calculate. It will bring you back to another path. And regardless, it's going to take you to your direction, to your destination. You don't get in your car thinking, am I going to get to my destination? Regardless, it's going to reroute you and you're going to get there. That's the same thing I realized about life. It's going to be hard days. There's going to be times when you're just not ready. And I realized my financial goal, I was just not ready. And God was just telling me, just calm down, son. Just calm down. You're not ready. When you get that financial goal, are you ready for the responsibilities? Are you ready For all the noise, the people that's gonna be coming after you, IRS. Nah, I'm good, right? No, I ain't done that, I'm good. Are you gonna be ready to use that money to impact? What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna stop doing the work and just be pleasurable? I'm not saying don't have fun, so just let go and accept the pain. Accept that it's gonna be hurtful. Like, yo, I wake up and I still feel sad sometimes and I cry. Like, cry. You're not a robot. You're just not. Just cry. Let it be. But also just go into silence. Go into silence. Shh. And tell yourself, my time will come. My time will come. Remember, it's not about what you're doing, right? Everybody's doing whatever you're doing. So what? Go deeper. Align the mental plane, the spiritual plane, the physical plane, which is your frequencies, your energy, your thoughts, your habits. And I promise you, it would align with that purpose and those goals that you have. And you wouldn't have to feel like there's a resistance and there's a pull. And that is how you achieve whatever that you want, the right way, aligned, purposeful. So remember, it is all within, not on the outside. All right, you know what to do. Like, comment, share. I'll see you in the next video.